On her birthday, the girl made a wish to have a puppy. The next day after school, a little dog appeared in her yard. She tried to catch it, but the puppy dodged nimbly, so the girl came up with an idea. She gently covered it with her shirt, then excitedly took it to the hospital to show Mom. Mom named it Socks, and told the girl if she wanted to raise a dog, she had to follow 10 promises with it, to be patient and communicate with love, because a dog's life lasted only 10 years, so she must be its best friend, and when it was time for it to leave, she had to stay by its side. For the girl, 10 years felt like forever, but she still promised. Mom took the girl and Socks to the seaside. They spent a joyful day together, watching the girl and Socks play and run. Mom smiled with relief. A few months later, Mom passed away. The girl stayed in bed for 2 days in sorrow, and ended up with a stiff neck. Socks thought it was funny, and started tilting its head the same way. The girl laughed and played with it. Then with a small pop, her neck stopped hurting. Socks helped the girl slowly get out of her sadness, and they returned to happy days again. Whenever Socks saw a rainbow, it would jump up trying to take a bite, but because of Dad's job transfer, they had to move to another city. Pets were not allowed in the new dorm. The girl could only write a phone number on Socks' collar, and left it with her good friend to take care of. She sat in the car. Her heart was full of reluctance, only able to watch Socks chasing the car all the way. At the boy's house, Socks was tied outside the door. It broke free from the rope, and decided to find the girl. Socks went back to their old home based on its memory, but the house was already empty. It remembered the last time it saw the girl was on a tram, so it jumped onto a tram too, scaring the passengers inside. Luckily, there was a phone number on its collar. The police contacted Dad, and the girl finally got Socks back. Dad quit his job. He promised never to abandon Socks again, and opened a small clinic near home. 10 years passed. The girl graduated from college, and got assigned to work at a zoo. She became busier and busier, hardly having time to go home. Even when she went home, she often pushed Socks out of her room from stress. Socks only had Dad's company left. The girl did not notice Socks had grown old. It no longer jumped for rainbows, until one day, Socks couldn't even climb up the steps. The girl finally realized they had been together for 10 years. A few days later, Dad called and said Socks did not have much time left, but the girl still had an animal surgery to do. She hesitated to leave, until Dad reminded her of the promise she made with Socks 10 years ago. The girl rushed home immediately, and held the dying Socks in her arms. Dad handed her a scrapbook Mom had left before she passed. It recorded the 10 promises between her and Socks. She realized she had kept only a few of them. She cried and apologized to Socks. When she read the last promise, Socks slowly closed its eyes, and gently placed its paw on her hand. The girl called its name. Only then did she realize the 10 years had really passed in the blink of an eye. When Dad was cleaning the doghouse, he found Socks' treasure. It was a stack of photos of Socks and the girl. Maybe during the days without her, Socks had relied on those photos to get through each lonely night. In the middle of the photos, they also found a letter left by Mom. Socks will take my place, and accompany you through a wonderful childhood.